All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Raiders Daily. We're going to be talking a little bit about OTAs that began on Monday, just a few days ago. We've got a couple of excerpts, some news, rumors, information, highlights from a bunch of great people who covered the Las Vegas Raiders for today's video. But I want to start it off with just a fun poll. So in a poll with about 1,800 total votes, a whopping 78% are comfortable with the Raiders quarterback position/situation, while just 22% stated that they are nervous about the setup. So if you ask anybody who isn't a Raiders fan, the current slate, like their opinion on the Raiders quarterback room, everyone hates it. A lot of people hate it, but myself, along with who feels like, obviously, according to that poll, vast majority of Raiders fans are at least comfortable with running this upcoming season with Aiden O'Connell and Gardner Minshew. So that's the main storyline that every Raiders fan and beat reporter and analysts, everybody is keeping an eye on during OTAs, leg 3 or phase 3 of the Raiders offseason thus far. So I've got an excerpt here from Levi Edwards, and we've got a couple of clips playing. We actually talked about this in yesterday's video. I was saying, every highlight that I saw of Aiden O'Connell throwing the football, the dude looked freaking phenomenal. He's got crazy good accuracy that I don't think a lot of people truly understand or realize. So the competition between Aiden O'Connell and Gardner Minshew is heating up early. Both quarterbacks made some impressive throws throughout practice in 7-on-7 red zone drills. O'Connell threw a dot in the middle of the end zone to Michael Mayer, with Minshew creating some time in the pocket to find rookie Dylan Lobby in the flat. This is a long process. We're at the beginning stages of it. Offensive coordinator Luke Getsy said of the QB battle, everyone is trying to get a grasp of what we're trying to accomplish, not just the QBs, but everybody. The good thing is we have a good group of people in that room. Those guys work their butt off and they're competitive, but they're great roommates too at the same time. So, once again, Antonio Pierce has said this time and time again that Aiden O'Connell is the starter. So we're going to keep it brief. But I did just want to give you guys that update and excerpt from Levi Edwards over at Raiders.com. Now, before we get any further into today's video, if you guys enjoy it, be sure to hit that like button, hit that sub button for daily Raiders content. We're pushing for 12,000 subscribers by the end of May. So if we try and get this video to 500 likes, that would mean the absolute world to me. Here's a great headliner that I read earlier today. Raiders tight end Michael Mayer drops 10 pounds ahead of 2024 season. So according to Tashawn Reed of The Athletic, Mayer has dropped 10 pounds to improve his speed this offseason. This was the excerpt from his article on The Athletic. The Raiders will use plenty of 12 personnel, 1 running back, 2 tight ends, and 2 receivers to get Mayer and Bowers on the field. Still, Bowers' versatility will likely lead him to taking the majority of the snaps in looks with only 1 tight end. Instead of being upset, Michael Mayer is embracing the dynamic. He's fully healthy after suffering a toe injury last year, lost 10 pounds, has improved his speed, and is in a more positive headspace overall. So Michael Mayer, one of these players we've been talking a lot about this offseason, especially once the Raiders decided to draft Brock Bowers. The tight end room last season was very underwhelming. And, honestly, it kind of feels like it's been underwhelming since Darren Waller's breakout campaign in his last Pro Bowl season. That feels like an eternity ago. And now you've got 2 fully capable, competent tight ends. Brock Bowers changes everything. We'll talk about him in just a second. But Michael Mayer's a guy who really came alive in the last, month or so of the regular season. I think that toe injury that he sustained in the middle of the year, I think that really just, kind of disrupted his flow, disrupted his rhythm, adjusting and acclimating and trying to improve as the season goes by. So it's great to see a slimmed down Michael Mayer, a healthy and ready to go. He's very excited, by the way, about Brock Bowers joining the Las Vegas Raiders. Mayer was listed at 249 during the NFL Combine, but was 265 pounds on the team's official website last season. So it's safe to assume he's probably closer to that 249, 250 mark at this point. So he should be more explosive in year 2. He turns 23 just ahead of the 2024 season. So keep in mind, he is very young. And the reason I'm bringing this up is because Levi Edwards mentioned the 2 pass catchers that shined in these early stages of OTAs were Jacoby Myers and Michael Mayer. Mayer's route running skills were stellar as usual, with Mayer looking a bit sharper and quicker as he readies for his second season. This was a quote from Mayer. Nothing wrong with last year, but it's just different this year. It's different. I'm way happier. I'm way more positive. I love to be out here on this field. I love to play football. So, even when we're about to talk about Tyree Wilson, But even with one thing you just, we noticed last year, and we talk about this on this channel all the time, Raiders fans are fully aware of the culture shift Antonio Pierce has implemented, but it's just becoming way more evident this season. Like we're not even in, we're technically in live reps, but the pads aren't even on, folks. You can't even hit these guys. The culture, the atmosphere, the vibe, the quotes we're hearing from all these players, whether they're rookies, whether they're year two players, whether they're veterans, it doesn't matter. Everybody just seems to be happy and positive with a smile on their face during OTAs thus far. So Michael Mayer, very excited. Once again, just very excited about Michael Mayer entering year two. But once again, I'm a biased Notre Dame fan. But he's got talent, man. That's why you drafted him early in the second round at this time last season. So our final excerpt from Levi Edwards was this, and we've been talking about this on this channel for the last couple of days now. Another noticeable change on the defensive side of the ball is Tyree Wilson's physique. He seemingly added some lean muscle to his 6'6", 275-pound frame. The 2023 first-round draft pick added that he feels he's in a better place this offseason than his rookie offseason that included rehabbing a foot injury. Once again, a lot of these rookies just had injuries last season, but Tyree Wilson was a little bit different because he came into last season being banged up, getting drafted from college. So he said this: you've got to have good weight, good eating habits, sleeping habits to be the best on the field. I learned that from a leader in the room, Max Crosby. I tried to work with him all offseason to improve my game on the field. So, folks, defensively, the defensive line's amazing. It really is. And we talked about Tyree Wilson once he was moved more so towards the interior defensive line as opposed to the edge last season in the second half. And we started to see noticeable impact, right? We saw him start to be a little bit more consistent out there on the field. And you had guys like Malcolm Coots break out, who apparently also looks great. You add Christian Wilkins, and you've still got Max Crosby, and it's just, having these vocal leaders offensively, Devontae Adams, defensively, Max Crosby, just having these veterans with very great careers who are fully bought into Antonio Pierce's new culture, to his new system, to the new regime, it just pays off dividends. It does. And you see it right here with Tyree Wilson saying, I learned it from Max Crosby. I tried to work with him all offseason. So Tyree Wilson, you're going to start seeing it. I've already seen a little bit across mainstream NFL media. Tyree Wilson being picked 7th overall in last year's draft class was rarely talked about in a positive way last season because of the production. The production was not there, but once again, that was due to the injury that he sustained in college and entered the NFL being injured. And then, he didn't come back to like the final game of preseason. So Tyree Wilson's sophomore breakout season, put it in pen right here, right now. And once again, you're about to start seeing that in mainstream NFL media. That's all I got for today's video. If you guys enjoyed it, be sure to hit that like button, hit that sub button for daily Raiders content. And let me know which year two player out of Michael Mayer or Tyree Wilson are you more excited about this next season. Peace.